since we fucked up the first one, let's try the intro again. Welcome, Chug Plays, Conflicted Streamer Podcast. I stream every now and then. I've been taking a break. I appreciate everybody that's supported me and talked to me. Perk, you're one of them. I don't know if I'll ever have a regular streaming schedule again. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Perk. Perktown, people know you. You got the background behind you. If you don't know him already, go follow him. Great guy. How's it going, bud?
Going well. Enjoying a Sunday off of work. Well, I've got some time to finally sit down and record this.
Yeah, it's taken us about a month. Maybe not a month. Almost a month, like 3 weeks. Then I lost my notepad. And then I've been trapped up in my own head. And you have a weird kind of schedule and things like that. So it is what it is. It'll get done when it gets done. How about that, people? You get the podcast when you get the podcast. Get off my back. Couple things we talked about, which, like, I don't really keep up with your Discord as much as I do mine, but, like, the friendships that we make along the way, like, when you build a community and you've got people that care about you, and then you just stop. I don't know if you want to tell the story or not about the guy that you know that you were friends with. He streamed and then he just completely stopped streaming. Like, do you want to go into that story or?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell it. It was actually the first person that I actually met on Twitch. He was my best friend, actually the one who encouraged me to start streaming. And he had probably the liveliest community I'd ever seen. He had 400 followers, but that was that. He knew all of his followers by name, and he would talk to them outside of the stream. And then just one day, he sent out a tweet about his back ended up hurting, and he just fell off the earth. Well, his community all got together. We pieced together some things. We ended up finding out that the guy had ended up going to prison. And us knowing the guy, we knew we weren't going to give any judgment to him. He was a great guy. Everyone makes mistakes, and their past sometimes catches up to them, sometimes it doesn't. But the fact that the community cared so much that this guy just went off the face of the earth, they dug up things that I didn't even know they'd be able to find with the limited information they had. That's the kind of impact a streamer can have on a community, is just invoking that much of caring about someone, that if you fall off the face of the earth, we want to find out what happens. We're going to make sure that you're okay. And gladly, he is now out and back into the community again.
That's the crazy thing. That is one of the craziest things about streaming to me, because, like, we're a small community. Like, me, you, Nick Fights, Brahman, Clearly, like, Treading Lightly. We're a small group of people. And I think that, and what makes it, there's a good and bad to it. The good is you have a close relationship with people, and, like, people see how, like, me and you interact, like how me and Nick Fights interact and things like that, and then you get new people into the community, and they're like, oh, this guy talks to everybody, he's talking to me, he's talking to them, he's always on Discord, he's always talking to people in chat, and then, like, there's, like, an expectation of, it's almost like it's not a full-time job, because this is a hobby, but, like, the way you present yourself, because, like, I want to talk to everybody, and then, like, it starts to feel like a full-time job when it's just a hobby. And, like, I don't think people, like Dr. Disrespect, Tim Tapman, Stone Mountain, like all of those big guys, like the 2 million follower guys. It's like all their job is to do is just to get on there and entertain. As to where we just get on there because we like just to talk to people. And then when someone is gone that is in that small group of community, like say like 1,000 followers. Like if we all had 1,000 followers, not all of those followers are going to be there, but say we had like 20 people in chat. Those 20 people that consistently show up, like you open yourself up to these people, and then when they're gone, it's like, where did they go? And it like it's kind of a scary thing. Like it's kind of a scary thing to think about. It's like because you feel so close with these people sometimes.
That was the biggest thing that shocked me getting into streaming was when I first started viewing it. It was just they're just people. It's just like watching TV, and yeah, there's chat going by. When I first started watching, I wasn't talking too much in the chat, just watching the actual gameplay. And then once I started streaming, I realized that these people, they become your friends, actual friends. They talk to them more than I talk to people in real life. And it shocked me, like, one of my viewers was like, all the people on Twitch are asking me more questions about my life than people I've known all my life.
Yeah.
And it's weird how close-knit we get, even though we're not close, we're just in a chat room.
And to add on to that, the crazy thing is, usually when we talk, we barely even talk about games. We talk about, like, as if we were going to a bar after work just to hang out. Like, last night I talked to you, your wife's in the background, and I hear kids in the background. And I'm like, oh, how's your kids doing? Like, it's such a weird thing. And I don't think a lot of people understand it.
Definitely if they're not involved in Twitch at all. They look like, try and explain Twitch to my wife. It's like, oh, you're going to go talk to your nerd friends. I'm like, well, yeah, but I mean, there are real relationships forming here. It's not just, being online is not what it used to be, where it was creepy and weird. Now, most of our lives are online, so
Yeah.
why not have most of your friends online?
Yeah, like, my fiance has a Twitch account, but she watches, like, 2 people. And they're one of the people is one of our, like, real life family friends, but she watches somebody else. I don't even remember the name. And that's, like, she definitely doesn't watch my fucking streams. I'll tell you that right now. She lives with me.
Enough of you at home.
She lives with me. She is not watching my streams. So, like, trying to explain it to someone of how close the relationships get sometimes, it's a very weird thing to try to do. And that's what I thought was interesting when you were telling me that story about the guy that went to prison. Is like, if it was a bigger streamer, there would be a headline about it. So as smaller streamers, we make our own headlines for ourselves.
And the big discussion is like, how big do you want to grow in Twitch? Do you want to be making the big bucks, but then you can't interact with your chat because it's scrolling faster than anyone can read?
Yeah.
It's like I'm happy with the size of my stream because I know everyone who pops in, or if I don't, I'm able to meet these people, and I'm able to keep up with chat. But if it just starts scrolling through, what's the point of being in that chat room if no one can read your comments?
Yeah, and that's the good thing about Discord. Like, even if you pop in my chat and I miss what you say, like the first time, and then I see you come in there and you say something again, and maybe I see that one, it's like I can get to know you better through Discord. And that's the one thing that I love about Discord. Ever since I actually started my Discord, I have grown to know you guys better as people. because, you know, like, it's Sunday for me and you right now, and I could have made a post at 7 o'clock this morning. You may or may not be up, but when you see it, you can respond then. That is the great thing about having a Discord, which is basically an online forum, and you can make it your own.
It's great because I spend more time. My Discord's dead because I just don't have the time nor the energy to keep up with mine. So I spend more time in your Discord and like Nick Fight's Discord. It's almost like I should get rid of mine because I don't pay any attention to it. But it's just nice seeing all the people in there that are interacting, and then it's like 24 hours of seeing these people, and then you get in the streams and you're interacting with the chat. It's great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you could post it at 7 in the morning, and I'll see it at like lunchtime or something, and then I can respond, and you can be like, oh, he is in his Discord. He just doesn't check it, like, you know, right then. I'll
It's real
see it.
world things.
Yeah, and I mean, I do it all the time. Sometimes I miss people's stuff, and then I see it, and then I forget to respond back, and it's a whole big thing. But I do see you guys. I'm telling you. Trust me when I say it. I see it. Um, the bad thing about Twitch bonding is you have another story too, a Twitter story. This is
Yes.
this is the bad part about bonding.
I'm not sure what the source was, but I remember reading it. I tried to find it later, but was unable to. A streamer posted a note that was written to him from a viewer's parents. Apparently, the viewer had ended up committing suicide and had suffered from depression, but because of how much of an impact this streamer had on this individual's life, the parents felt obligated to let them know how much they appreciated this streamer being in their child's life, and that they should know that they won't be around because he had committed suicide. And it made the streamer sit back and reflect, like, maybe if I had reached out sooner, I could have prevented this. And so it's like a pretty hard shot. Like, I don't know how I could have managed that if I would have been that streamer.
First of all, dealing with depression myself, it's no joke. Like, it's a weird thing to combat, and then when you make a relationship with someone, especially online, it's because, you know, back to like Discord and stuff, like, you talk to these people. Like I said, I was talking to you last night, your wife's in the background, and like, she's having a conversation like with me and you, and it's like, it's such a weird thing. Like, it's sad. It's very sad. But sometimes you get like, you can't talk to everybody. That's the thing. And that's the bad thing. Because even though, like, I feel like me and you are pretty good friends, I can't talk to you all the time. Like, I don't have your phone number. I can't walk from my house to your house. Like, man, I got a problem. And it's like, it's so weird and it's so sad. But I feel like with the way that I want my channel and my Discord and the people that are there, don't ever feel like you have to be afraid to talk to any of us. Like, even if you sent me a message and I didn't respond then, like, someone, I almost guarantee, will respond. Because we all live in such different time zones. Like, there's people in my Discord that live in California. There's people in my Discord that live in the UK. There's people in my Discord that live in Europe. Like, if you're having a real serious problem, like, panic attack problem, like, you're just kind of freaking out, there's someone in my Discord that you could probably find that is free to talk to you. And don't...
Just hop in the Warzone chat and someone
Yeah.
will join you.
If you see anyone in my Warzone chat and you're just having like a panic attack about something and you're just freaking out, you don't know how to calm down, do not be afraid to pop in there. Like, we're not going to judge you. A, we don't know you well enough to judge you. B, panic attacks aren't fun. I don't know if you've ever had one.
I have not.
You've never had a panic attack.
Nope.
Dude. Your laugh... I was going to say your laugh is not as weird as mine. I had a panic attack this morning. I woke up at 7:30 and I was like, oh, I got to do a podcast with Perk. And I just started freaking out. And I was like, nah, I'm fine. And I just talked myself out of it. I didn't talk to anybody this morning. I've talked to no one. But depression's no joke, and I don't want anyone to feel like they need to be afraid to ask any of us for help. At least not on my side. I'm sure you feel the same way too.
And I do, and I know you've mentioned this before, Chugs, but being at our age, we are grown up to be men, where we don't discuss our feelings because that's a weakness. And
oh yeah.
That's not true, and I hope that gets dispelled. Don't be afraid to speak up because you think it makes you look weak.
Yeah.
The strongest thing you can do is admit your weakness.
Yeah, I would rather you walk up to me in person and give me a hug crying and being like, I need someone to talk to. Other than you going, nah, I'm fine. Nah, I'm fine. Nah, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Like, because trying to be... like, I've realized a lot of things trying to be sober. I've had more feelings trying to be sober than I ever did drinking. Or amongst other undisclosed things. Some of you guys know. I'm not afraid to tell them. It's nothing crazy, but, like, trying to feel like you can express your feelings is one of the most difficult things I've ever had to deal with. And I feel like it's that way for a lot of people.
Yeah. Especially with men around our age where we're grown up. You don't talk about feelings.
No.
Men don't cry.
No.
That's not true.
Like, I don't know if I told you or not, but, like, every now and then, like, my peripheral vision will cut out.
Yeah.
And, like, it freaks me out, and I'm just like, I don't know what causes that. I should go to the doctor. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to the doctor. Fuck the doctor. Who goes to the doctor? And then I thought about it, and I was like, if I told my dad that my, like, peripheral vision was cutting out and I couldn't see left or right, he would be like, just turn your fucking head. You want to look left? Turn your fucking head to the left. You want to look right? Turn your fucking head to the right. Like, that is the type of shit that is why I don't talk about shit. And my fiance asks me all the time, she's like, how come you just don't talk? Because, like, there's a deeper underlying reason, but it's like trying to explain it is one of the hardest things in the world.
Trying to get over that mental block that we have built up from years being told not to have emotions.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad. Like, it really is sad. This turned into a mental health podcast. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? But no, seriously, if you have problems out there and you can't talk to us, please seek better help. Better help than two fucking idiots on YouTube. But really, don't don't be scared of your feelings. You should never be scared of your feelings. There was something else. What did you say right before the podcast started?
About identity?
Yeah, the guy that got you into streaming. Because me and you were talking about when you first started. And how...
Get it.
how you
Getting
kind of
into
changed it
streaming
up.
is one of the hardest things you can do because in order to get into streaming, you have to be willing to show people you making mistakes, and that terrified me when I first started. I remember I streamed like for hours with not a single viewer. Then the first time a viewer popped in, said something in chat, I immediately cut the stream because it's like I don't know how to handle this. But you need to learn that viewers are going to appreciate if you make mistakes. They don't want to see perfect gameplay. They're not there for that.
Yeah.
They're there for you to entertain them. So if you make mistakes, in fact, if you struggle, I find that the chat enjoys that even better than if you're really good at games.
I'm gonna tack onto that, and as cliche as it sounds, no one's perfect. Like, even if you do speed runs, like, I see, like, do you know who Arcus is?
Yes.
Even he still plays games that he holds records for to try to get a better score.
And he is also one of the most consistent gamers out there, and yet he will still make simple mistakes every once in a while.
Exactly. And I feel like people are just so, like you said, it's like you can't be scared to mess up. And if that's what you're gonna do, then you probably shouldn't start streaming. Maybe not start streaming, but you need to take a little time, like, and figure out how you are with being judged. Because I think maybe me and Nick talked about a little of this. I can't remember. Or maybe it was me and Majin, like, accepting criticism. If you are putting yourself on something where you've got 15 million people on it at any given time, and you can't handle being judged, you need to take a step back and take a break.
Yeah, and like you said, it's constructive criticism. Be willing to take it. If they're just being an asshole, then that's just their problem, and they shouldn't be watching people if they're just going to be an asshole. If
Yeah.
they're providing you with something that'll better your stream, be open to listen to it.
Yeah. I mean, you should always accept constructive criticism. Like, I could say something to you that I may not say something to someone else, but that's just because you know me. Like, if I said it to you in an asshole way, like, I'm automatically going to turn around and say it to you the way that I mean it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and there's another thing I want to tack onto this. There's been so many times I've entered a stream and been like, you have a mic echo, and like they've been streaming for an hour and a half, and like other people in chat didn't mention it. If you enter into a chat, don't let them just sit there and make a mistake.
Yeah.
Speak up so that they can fix it right away, so that they don't look dumb an hour and a half later.
That's how me and Nick Fox became friends. Because I told him his audio was fucked up and he didn't believe me. And I sent him a message. I was like, hey, your audio's fucked up. And then he went back and looked and he's like, oh, it is fucked up. And then ever since then, me and Nick has been friends.
Yeah, like there's been times I was streaming for like a half an hour and then Nick comes in and goes, your mic's muted. And I've had other people pop in chat and I try to talk to them, not knowing my mic was muted. And they didn't say anything. I'm like, what a bunch of assholes.
Yeah. People will tell me right away when my mic's muted. Because they just want to know what the fuck I'm going to say next.
Exactly.
Like, I could just be talking random bullshit, and you wouldn't hear, like, 40 seconds of it. But I feel like I just say the most outlandish shit sometimes, and people just want to hear it. They automatically tell me when my mic's muted. And now that I've said that, now no one's going to tell me when my mic's muted. And it's going to fuck up my whole entire stream. I'll do my random, casual 4-hour stream, and I'll just be muted the entire time. That's the thing, man. It's like, I generalize a lot because comedy, but I feel like most people Not most. Some people just want to see other people just fuck up. So they just don't say nothing. They just keep their mouth shut.
Yeah, and I think that goes along the way with viewers like to see when streamers struggle. They're not there. They don't want. They expect they're there for the good times too, but they enjoy a lot more when you're having a hard time.
Oh yeah. It's a really, I don't know, man. It's weird. Like, our little community is good, and I enjoy it. I wish it would grow. I wish we could all just wake up one morning and Twitch wants to give us a contract. That would be hilarious. But I don't know if that'll ever happen. If it does, it'd be cool. If it didn't, oh well, whatever. Still not gonna change up, like, what I do. Like, not to name any names, but someone wore a dress the other day on stream. And I saw it, and I was just like, you fucked up, bud. You fucked up. Because what's going to happen now is all your viewers are going to expect you to do shit anytime you say you're going to do shit. And I was like, now you're just dancing. You're dancing for them. And I did. I looked at my phone and I said, you fucked up. And his chat's going crazy and people are saying all this other shit. And that is not the type of person that I am. Even if Twitch offered me a contract, I would sit down and pick through that thing with a fine-tooth comb. If I saw anything that said Fortnite, I'd be like, nope! And I would fucking toss it. Because I am not bending at the fucking knees for people, for me to do shit. Because I've set it up for myself to, the only thing you expect from me is to not lie to you. I don't know anyone that expects me to do anything other than not lie to them. That's it.
Yeah. So speaking on your outlandish things you'll say and not lying, I think one of the hardest things to do on Twitch is to find what identity or niche you're gonna fit in that community.
Yeah.
Like when I first started, my whole spiel was I'm gonna play a game from the first game of the series to the last. I played the Legacy of Kain series, Metal Gear from NES to Metal Gear Solid 3. Played 220 hours and 23 games of the Resident Evil series. I played the Silent Hill series, and I tried to keep up with it, but after a year of doing that, I just got so burnt out that there was days I'm like, oh god, I don't want to stream, and I'd force myself to go do it. And during all that, I built a pretty good fan base. I had a lot more viewers than I do now that would show up.
Yeah.
And so once I switched over to doing things that I actually want to do, it sucks because my viewers dramatically dropped, but at least I'm happier doing what I'm doing. So I guess the hard thing to do is figure out, do you want to be happy while you're streaming, or do you want your viewers to be happy?
Yeah. Yeah. That, like, I've said it before, if I don't feel good, not just in general, just if I'm questioning wanting to stream, I'm better off just not streaming. Like, if I'd done a stream on Monday and I wake up Tuesday and I just feel kind of off, just kind of, I don't know, I might play that. I need to go back to this, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not playing anything. I'll make a post on Discord, sorry guys, no stream today. And if I don't feel good, you guys are not going to feel good. So then at that point, it's like, I could just tough it out and do a stream. But it's not going to be the best me. It's going to be the watered down version that is just streaming to be streaming. And that's not what I want. I don't want that for people. Like, if I'm streaming, I want you to have the best me. So, but then that's the whole conversation of, are you out here to get views? Are you out here to make as much money as possible? Are you trying to be the next Ninja and Shroud? It's like you're just, you can just tell when someone doesn't want to stream. Like, you can hear it in their voice.
On the flip side of that, there are times, like, kind of like going to the gym, where the hardest part is either starting the stream or getting into the gym, and then once you start, you're like, why did I not want to do this?
Yeah, it does work out that way sometimes. There are streams that I've started where I promised that I would stream, and I've been like, fuck, I really don't want to stream. But then I start, and I give it like 5 to 8 minutes and let the stream do its thing, the startup, and then I sit down and I see people's names in chat, and I'm just like, fuck, I didn't know you guys were here. And then I'm just like, okay, let me just play. Let me play for an hour and see where I feel. I'm gonna stop the stream at 2 hours. Well, I'm gonna play for like another half hour. Next thing I know, I've streamed for fucking 5 hours. Like, it's a weird thing. But lately, I've just really not even felt like streaming at all. So, I don't know. Streaming is just such a weird thing. It's weird to be in such a you said it before the stream. Well, we talked a little bit about it. Like, streaming and trying to make it versus, like, being an actor, actress, or comedian. And I think it would be 10 times easier to try to be an actress or an actor or a comedian or someone on a sitcom than it would be to try to make it streaming. Because you really, really have to stand out for people to pay attention to you. And that's what makes it even harder about trying to be yourself. Because there's so much content.
The whole community is flooded. There's so many channels you can choose from. There's so many channels that have 0 viewers all the time that still go running. So it's just such a flooded marketplace. Just even having like 4 viewers amazes me. It's like you guys could be on any of these other channels. You guys could be watching television. You could be going through a YouTube spiral to God knows where, but you chose to spend this time with me. And I think that's amazing. That's probably why we bond so much with our communities.
Yeah.
They're taking the time out of their lives that they could be doing anything else to spend it watching us do whatever we're doing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because when it comes to Twitch streaming, it's like 15, 20 million people. And then you have the whole world, 7 billion people. And then you've just got this, like, one guy or girl. Like George Clooney or Cameron Diaz or somebody like that. It's like, they're maybe like one of... I don't know how many people are doing acting stuff that are, like, really fucking famous. Maybe like 100?
A lot of people aren't taking that route because that route's challenging. When anyone can stream nowadays, the equipment's not that expensive. You can even do it straight from your smartphone. Just that's all you need for content creation is your telephone these days. So everyone's doing it. So it's just a flood in that marketplace.
Yeah.